Wow, imagine making coffee in the shower. SMH.
Hello. I hope your day is well.
Well, you missed that, that we found out the true structure of the funhouse. Instead of two different buildings, it is actually just one building with, like, yeah, with an elevator on both sides. Interesting, it's very interesting.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
I did brew coffee while in the shower. I bathed in the coffee. Like a true gentleman bathing in the coffee.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to say frequently. I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Let's just press on it. I am the coffee. They call me the coffee man.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily? I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Ooh.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder.
Name is Caffeine Heart Palpitations. Oh, what a lovely name.
Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls? Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
It was him, the guy who just virtue signaled. Maybe. Oh shit, that works. I never even thought about that.
I see! That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Oh man. So instead of like some rig using like the like the wire and him tied to a pillar or something, I think they just tied him up to the fucking door. And yeah, they just called the elevator down, and when the door finally gave out, or like the doorknob finally gave out, he just fell, plopped onto the pillar, and died.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are
Fucking
vertically
wild.
connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
Weak death.
That, I don't know
It's
yet.
fucking wild, though.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
Okay, is that a proof?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
I never got at that. Nope.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the first floor, the door on the fourth floor won't open.
Weak.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
You should go to hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
He tied him up to the door handle.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Yeah.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside,
Oh.
the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Lost his dick, murdered by weebs half his size, age, died an inglorious death. Never banged a Connie. I mean, it was implied that they did, I guess.
The
Maybe.
elevator is on the first. You can't go through the door.
Probably not.
Then, after locking
That's what they
Mekamaru,
made it
moved
seem
the
like.
elevator from the fourth floor and made use of the.
Hold on. Did you forget the elevator? As long as there's a moving object.
No, that's wrong. That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode.
Hey Banner, when was it implied? They sleep in the same room? It was before he got shot and turned into a mech. They were like, my body, they kind of was like, my body was craving it, Nekomaru. And she was like all panting and stuff, and everyone was like, wow, and Kazuchi was like, oh my, are they saying what I think they're saying? And then Nekomaru like walked off, and Akane like followed after him.
If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed.
But that's probably not it. They probably didn't do it. It's probably something else stupid.
I see. So that's how...
Who knows? We'll never know.
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Oh. Okay, then doesn't matter. Don't care. All worth it. Had said. Yeah, I guess so.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop to end the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No.
What about the oil on the floor?
No.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Yes.
Agree with that.
Thank y'all for your Hiko for being.
Didn't the door
Logical.
have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Mekamaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
Oof.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
Wow, Monokuma.
You better not finish that sentence!
Big thunk.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Koichi! Stop thinking about the
They created a
coochie.
drop. There's
Get your
no
mind
way
in the
you can let
game.
them fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall. Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
His alarm
Doesn't mean
clock.
someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
Yeah, and it just slipped off.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off. When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
Ooh. Oh yeah, cause he fucked up the doorknob already.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Kazuichi, please stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
Yes, he does.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
He collided with the pillar. Cola came out of his eyes.
I see!
He did a big cry.
Nekomaru fell to the floor. He ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape
The
Tower
clocks
before
were
7 a.m.
fucked up.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Furihiko, no. Yeah, Furihiko's account. I think, yeah.
We're headed
Probably.
for Grape Tower.
Or
Before
wall
7
clock.
a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm.
Oops. What's the account again? No, not that one. Yeah, radio clock. Might be radio clock then.
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Nope. Nope, that is not the case.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
Maybe all the clocks had were fucked or tampered with.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
Oh, great. Okay. Back to having claw hand. Got to be like, hold this and then press this to jump. Zoom. What did Hadrian Alice missing? Yeah, so we misunderstood who the killer was. Because we don't know who the killer was. Wow. That was an MLG move. Double MLG move. Clock was tampered with. The building clocks, obviously. That's the only thing that would make sense. If it was Akane, that would be surprising, actually. He didn't give me it one last time, so I killed him because his adorable body didn't have it. Just at the wrong time. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, just how I thought.
It's all coming together. You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Just trying to put him down, didn't want him to live that way. So she came up with an elaborate scheme to murder him.
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it. I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
We know that he didn't have a dick, she considered him to be worthless. Maybe. He never got the add-on. Like, oh man, you Ken doll looking ass, how could you?
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Ooh. I think it would have to be. I have to look at the evidence again. She could have given his robot a chance, but was horribly disappointed, maimed by it, so they put him out of his misery. That can be true. It's 5:30. Oh shit, so it was off by like 2 hours then.
Then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death. It's clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to know? If only I heard the sound when he fell.
There we go.
I agree with that. That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
She heard a rumbling, maybe she caught him banging the toaster. Yeah, totally, as he broke his head on the pillar, he was doing the toaster.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
I see!
2 hours off.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30...
I'm still banking on the on the mechanic though. I think it's Gundam because of one fact that they haven't brought up, or they're slowly bringing up, is the fact it's barely mentioned. I mean, it's slightly mentioned, but I think most people would forget about it. But each house has 4 different rooms. Yeah, that would be too obvious. Yeah, I think it's Gundam because 4 rooms total has is completely soundproofed. 2 of the rooms are slightly soundproofed, and 4 of the rooms are not soundproofed at all. Gundam was in one of the rooms that was supposed to be completely soundproof, but he was one of the people who came running into the lounge when a really loud alarm clock went off. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.
That means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Oh, so he would be the only person going in for yoga.
If you messed with the clocks
or for
and
Tai
used a
Chi,
specific
whatever.
thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means. I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the
Yeah.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. This radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m.
Yep.
And if that time was also 2 hours off,
Ah, my leg.
it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, at that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
We try to go by the Gundam Wing lyrics. Oh no.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
So while communication while being pounded by rain, I want to express this unfading passion with my entire body tonight. Man. Yeah. I held your damp shoulders to warm you, your fingers tremble. What are they thinking? By going by these lyrics, we can 100% tell that he is indeed the killer.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Even if it's broken sweet, I want you to tell me your pain. Pretending that the pain worn off does make you an adult. I want to protect the token I believe in the love that can change sadness to strength.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, It was way past the movie time.
Yeah, not posting no song. Okay.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it?
That proves that it was him. Oh, totally.
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Oh yeah.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now.
In Gundam Wing, they piloted giant space robots. Yeah.
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge.
OMG.
We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Nagito didn't come out because his room is ice insulated.
You're the only one!
The
The
dude
one
who
who
was
wasn't.
murdered.
It's you, right, Nagito?
The dude who was murdered by piloting a robot suit. The dude who was piloting a yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Suicide
If
dive.
I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
This could be a deliberate reference by the devs. Probably 100%.
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
Everyone forgot that the rooms are different.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
Yeah? Oh shit, what words did they want me to get? The rooms? Oh, deluxe. Deluxe rooms. fuck. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, duh. Oh, we got it. Oh, shit. Ah! There we go.
I got it!
Mobile Suit Gundam.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right?
Gundam Summon as an adversary. It only makes sense that Gundam killed a guy in the mobile suit and animated Gundam massacred thousands upon thousands of people in mobile suits. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense.
If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Yep.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Like, you know, stop being a bitch. If it turns out to be him. He's the most suspicious right now, because he shouldn't have been able to hear the sound, which we will see in a second.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
It would be 100% deliberate.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Gundam, we're coming for your ass.
You're the only one!
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There was only one
Oh,
house
boy.
in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower,
Yeah,
you stayed at the
that
lounge for a
makes
while.
sense.
Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest,
This wild beat. Do 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 do.
The killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru.
The Gundam win intro should start playing. Maybe. We'll see.
Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
Yeah, that's true.
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Oh man.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
Yep.
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
What the fuck?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
This boy making up edgy shit. In one case in Gary didn't need to investigate at all, he just had to have known about and watched the Mobile Suit Gundam anime and just put 2 and 2 together. Yeah!
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now.
Oh, here he's sweating. We got him, boys.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm.
What?
That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
The opening act.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
but he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by
Oh,
your
boy.
pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator.
He used his dark damn devils of destruction to do it.
Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable
A human
fact
didn't use
that
it,
the
though.
killer destroyed the elevator at Grape.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
That elevator.
Oops. Is it contact elevator?
The only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Oh, the
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
secret passageway. Oh boy.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Gotcha.
What's wrong?
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Fucking Nagito.
Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the 3rd floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the 1st floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the 3rd floor of Grape House.
Meaning, the 3rd floor and the 4th floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Oh boy. Stop fighting it.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
What are you talking about?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your
So stupid.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Oh boy. Oh, my wrist. It's too edgy. Oh man, I don't know which
Even
one.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I
Oh,
feed you
come
to the
on,
progeny
I
of vile
hate this.
deities?
Oh, that's so
Even
dumb.
if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
There we go.
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
Means try pride evidence. Oh.
Know the limits
The wire.
of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon? Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom...
Allow me to cut through those words.
There's no other way they would have gotten that wire.
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
Take him down for the sake of all the robot mechs and mobile suits. I will. See, he's already dying.
Seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going
I have
over
no
to
idea
Strawberry
who's gonna take
Tower,
care of the
just
hamsters.
like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different
Poor
plan.
little hammies, are you going to take them in if you're given the option? Oh, fuck yeah.
And
Ninja
without
hamsters.
such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me!
Oh shit, he's mad.
Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
What the fuck? Gundam's always battle.
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet.
The pirates are true warriors.
I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions.
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
He has his fucking hamsters
Just as I thought.
that he's always boasting about.
So easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied.
The hamsters are true warriors. They're the ones piloting Gundam.
Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide
So
a
edgy.
reason
Ah,
to
my
sway that
wrists.
human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. Gundam is just the embodiment of all, like, edgy, like, haha, I teleports behind you, nothing personnel, kid. He's like the embodiment of that shit. Oh boy. Oh shit. What were the controls again, since my button layout is different? Reload. Punch check.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized!
Wow, the button inputs are actually registering properly.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesized! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
Ah, I pressed the...
Crushed as David prophesized! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
They're...
Crushed as David prophesized! Show me the cadaver! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
There we go.
This is the end.
The buttons are laid out different from what's on my controller, so I fucked it up.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Are you seriously saying he used
Yes.
his hamsters to press
He
the
uses
button on the back of
hamsters.
Nekomaru's neck?
100%.
Impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams.
Latency's pretty bad today. Oh shit. Is my stream okay, or is it like buffering a lot? Oh shit. Oh great. I think I saw it. Oh shit. Because it doesn't say I dropped any frames. I don't know what's happening. No, 9 seconds. Oh, okay. Is it a line? Oh, okay. No, I also see it slightly buffering on my end. I don't know why. No, it's fine. I think Chrome's just being stupid. Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah, it might also just be Twitch itself, but it's fine, we'll live. It's like you don't have low latency on at all. I haven't touched it, so it's still on. Alright, let's finish this.
In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
What the? Oh great, now my controller's not wanting to work. Really? Oh yeah, there it goes.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
Yeah, he's always showing off those damn hamsters.
With your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been
Fucking love his
possible
hammies. Oh yeah, they're
to
adorable.
secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Oh.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory will be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though
Idiots
it were
only
mere
have something
trash
going on.
the side of the road.
Sonya started being flirty with him, and for Kazuchi was like, "Oh no."
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
All right. No? Oh, okay. Oh, I guess that's what that is. Oh. I think the hill be built on a foundation of corpses and whatever else he said after that. That's a Gundam thing to say. Oh yeah. The hamsters. Uh... No, the kiss the pillar. Oh no, you're right. It can only be built on a yeah. That is what he said, yeah. Here we go.
Here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime.
I hate that that if you kept in mind that the insulated rooms factor like the entire time, it was really easy to like see or like to guess who did it, or who at least was like the prime suspect. Because I think that was one of the people I called in the beginning. It was Gundam, because because of that fact. Guess Akane's on the rebound now. Get in there. Hajame's gonna get the booty.
First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand.
And it's also, you have to think, who would be ballsy enough to go into a place called the final killer dead room? Like, Nagito, because he doesn't care about his life, and Mr. Edgeboy, oh, I can't be killed, McGee.
They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Great Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Great Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Great Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button.
Power of
on
hamsters.
Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry,
Why would there even be a
the killer
good
then
night
restored
button?
the door button to Strawberry Hall.
And that's how he was built. Monokuma probably did that on purpose. Like, haha, what if there's just a button that shuts down all his processes?
They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending.
I would have covered that up with titanium plate ASAP. Yeah, yeah, though.
His body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died.
That's a fucked up way to go. Oof.
The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Hamster. Oh, the hamsters.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already.
Yeah, same with Connor. Just stop it, Gundam. We know you did it. Just stop it with the edginess.
Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
I wonder if he's even gonna give an explanation to his why. Or he's gonna be like, oh no, I did it because I was hungry. I mean, which is the main motivation, but he can hate the flowers too with his superhuman abilities. Be like, this pillow is delicious. I have so high skills in the dark arts that I can find anything nourishing.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Good job. I'll speak slowly. Let me fucking save. Be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, yes, we're correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse. That was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice!
Yeah, I said all those without biting my tongue.
Now then.
But that's how we've decided who the killer is. Let's do the execution already, get this over with. Hold on. Just the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident's over. How was she surprised by this? Pretty much everyone has turned out to be a psychopath, even Kane. But she got away with it. Yeah?
Jeez.
No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. The North stop either, so do whatever you like.
Fall, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? Just merely leaves. It would be just unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
It's what I would like to say, but for honest sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? That made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. However, it's a great mistake. Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. Because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died.
This, too, must be the will
If he was
of
just trying to
causality.
cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. Fine then. I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
The final dead room unscrewed the secret of the funhouse. Devise a killing plan, utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. If you get a couple murders, the murders would just stop because no one else has it in them. Most other group is like that. I mean, that's eventually gonna happen, but I mean, for this one in particular, if no one did murder anyone, everyone would have starved to death and died. So it was gonna happen. Ooh, stare down. You want to run away? It would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose to fight that risked life and death.
That is...
Fight that risked life and death.
Let me tell you.
It was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one planning the whole thing.
Could it be?
Really did that.
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
Comforting?
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me.
Even the...
Not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
Oh my god, he really did kill him because he was a fucking robot. Yeah, okay, just told everyone that Gundam attacked him that he was just defending himself. Yeah, that's true.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomoro Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why can't you stop this? If both sides agreed, it was still wrong. Poor Nico, he never had his chance. Yeah. Sad. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell
Or I must say this. It's just a lowly mobile suit against a Gundam. Yeah. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
you weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Just to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. You mean you would rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, our has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment, where nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch, you will die!
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Who's heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That's what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this
If a world will consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving out on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It's a violation of the natural order. It's ignorance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But
It sounds like Nekomaro felt the same too. That's why they fight, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That's why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, did I intend to force my values upon you fools? Betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Fall.
But
my
even so,
tears.
I think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here.
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
And what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but... Scared of my battle with Nekomaro. That was mere child's play.
Well,
After this talk for a while, I'm starting to think that It's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? But you would ask such a foolish question.
My name
So who do you
is
think I am?
Gundam Tanaka.
History's greatest monster? My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. No way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade
Not a
like
million.
dust in the wind.
Not in a billion. Not in 1,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? I'll leave it as that. Let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, I got it. I prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait.
This is all too much.
I beg of you.
Please help Gundam.
Huh?
Sonia.
I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia. Act of unrefined that stopping a man from going to his death does not benefit a noble such as yourself. Gundam! Is it fine for us to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes. I do not mind. However.
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction?
Oh.
Are you worried about me?
Oh.
My feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all.
Oh, fuck. This is really sad.
However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing.
The chubby one, I know.
Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Poor Hemis. Oh shit. Oh no. No. Oh. 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 No. Don't make the hamsters cry. You're making me cry because the hamsters are crying. Shit. Wow. That was sad. Oh. Why am I crying so much? The hamsters didn't do nothing. Gundam! No, no! Yet after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still linger deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know how much I think about it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it! Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
Y'all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. Y'all full of shit. Every last one of you. The biggest piece of shit is me. Why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly. Still, though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. All of his past deceased companions came to usher him out of this world. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. So sad. The funny thing too is that I recognized, I think someone, there was a post on Twitter that I like, that said something like, oh, like without context, put like the saddest moments in gaming or something, and it was like, oh, like a shot from like Metal Gear, shot from some 2 other games, and one of them, yeah, I saw like a bull, like the first scene from the execution. I just saw like a zoom in of like a bull head, and I was like, that strangely looks like a Danganronpa art. And what do you know? Sad. Yeah, I think I saw it like last night. Jeez.
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell. I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. Should just stand here. It's not like this is over. Still have to do it. The execution was in that picture? No, it was like... No, it was... like, without... Pictures out of context without spoiling anything. So yeah, it was like one of it was just a picture of like metal I don't know, one of the Metal Gear games, and it's just him doing a salute. I forgot what the other 2 was. I just recognized there was just a bull, a picture of a bull. It didn't show Monokuma. It was just a picture of a bull, and it looked strangely like the Danganronpa art. And I was like, For the sake of our friends who died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, just stand there, stand up and walk, move forward, live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. Can't allow that.
Hey!
How long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? Class trial's over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
After feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Oh, that mood shift is too damn fast.
It's not like that.
You know, it's like Gundam and Nekomura-san. That's what it means to leave, right? Oh, she cry. She probably got over it because she's like, can't wait to unload massive amounts of food into my bottomless stomach. He's been dead for like less than a day. Yeah. Food is what she truly lives for. Humans are temporary, food is forever. Seriously, I'm starving.
Hey.
Then let's go back to now and eat. And after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
Let's do our best again. Till you shit it out. Yeah. Nekomura was the pro at shitting it out. Maybe that's why they made the perfect duo. The class trial that has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Walk Island. So our group has definitely diminished. Despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and fun together. Oh, there's always more food, I guess, unless you're poor. Yeah. But we were able to forget about the dark despair looming above for us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. What, Nagito? I'm definitely lucky. Never expected to obtain so much valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Oh, fuck. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. For everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with the other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Where are the hamsters, though? I don't know. Maybe they'll say? Unless the hamsters, they were just thrown into the wild to fend off for themselves. Yeah, unless Sonia takes care of them, maybe. Things would have get complicated if they found out. Anyway, can't forgive this.
damn it.
Should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. Be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
I'm sick of hope. I cannot ignore this. God, I wonder who.
Kuma appears!
I wonder who the traitor's gonna be.
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's a little lonely, little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see. So you can't tell. Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is. You know me well.
Well,
Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see. So even though you don't know, huh? It's like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why do you summon me anyway? Are you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey,
Because of something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize in the final dead room. Oh yeah, what about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't even
There's
know.
a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person. The total number of students should be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
So it contains documents that were created at Hope Speak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right. Just reuse the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
But
This file even contains information about the traitor. Is the person also a former student of Hope Speak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
hey,
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? You're trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
right?
Is you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all
Well, you're
riled up.
splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Minomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. It means nothing, huh?
No, no.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. Oh, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. Didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
Huh?
Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep. That's the case. I might be able to cooperate somewhat, too. Uh-oh. Hour in exchange. I want to know who the traitor is. I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
See, that's a big no-no.
I'm
I mean,
being
I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too.
well,
Oh, I knew you would say that. Besides, I won't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. This is like that. You saw right through me.
you're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, her way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, it's Stepladder such as myself and the spirit exist. You're right! You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds you of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about. If someone is as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, you must be extremely lucky. Unlucky.
Like...
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Whoa.
Am I, actually? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
You don't know?
When you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? Can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate the spirit from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. Become true hope. I've become an existence that could be even called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him.
Hey.
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
What are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. Waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, would that be exciting? Oh boy. It's 5 days left. So did Akane murder? And why was everyone just forgiving her? Akane didn't murder anyone! Oh man, only 7 people left. I mean, she, I guess, indirectly caused Nekomura to become a robot, and I guess, and eventually get killed. Was she supposed to be executed, but Nekomura interfered? Yeah, she was fighting Monokuma because she was mad or something, wanted to fight him stupidly, and she was gonna get blasted with a bazooka, but Nekomura took the hit, and yeah, then she had to get turned into a robot so he could survive. And yeah, that's why she was super sad the previous case. Okay. Definitely for now, that'll be it for Danganronpa tonight. And then she just heads off to the buffet. Yeah. See, as long as she has a full stomach, she has no worries in the world. Oh, my friend died? No problem. I got a Chick-fil-A right here. It is so juicy and good. With the side of barbecue sauce, like, And then she downs like five of them.